Flipgrid is a video platform that can do a lot of different things. It's promoted to, is a tool that spurs discussion, and it can foster individuality because students are responding to specific prompts I can't say in a variety of ways because it's a video or podcasting tool, but the platform has grown, and so you can change filters and you can put text up, or you can upload other video clips or images. And so we'll go through that process, and I can highlight the individuality. I'm having a very hard time saying that word today. So students can use it to respond to curriculum and to learn from each other. And as was discussed very early, as we were kind of waiting for people to hop on, it can be used as a fluency practice for students to practice public speaking and dialoguing. Thank you, Stephanie, for that example. Awesome. So our agenda today is you're going to get a tour of the Flipgrid video platform. And this will include me running through a video and showing all the different options that now exist. Very interesting for me to hop on this tool about 2 weeks ago to see if my old presentation stood the test of time, and it didn't because Flipgrid keeps evolving and changing in a good way, but I definitely had to brush up myself for the nitty-gritty parts. When you're running a training, you need to have all the different parts kind of in your knowledge base. So I was able to do that. And then after you set up an account and after I go through just kind of the overview of the platform and how to actually video, then we're going to talk about creating groups and topics and see the platform from that perspective. So when you leave here today, you'll be able to run Flipgrid tomorrow in your class if you want to. And something else that I wanted to add to the agenda that's not there is that we're also going to check out their discovery section. There's a lot of great prompts there and a lot of great partners, other companies that Flipgrid has kind of connected with, and these partners put up prompts that you can use. So if you're thinking, okay, I want my kids to talk, I want them to answer an interesting question, but nothing's coming to mind, Flipgrid's discovery section could help you there. And if you have not created your own Flipgrid account, this is a good time to do so. I'm going to press login because I've already created one, but if this is brand new to you, please click sign up. And you're going to sign up with your Google email. Flipgrid does connect with Google Classroom. And so the domain redlandschools.net is kind of the password to get into some grids. So you want to use your Google account to sign up for Flipgrid as well. So once you hop in, this is what you see. I have 2 grids here. You can have them in this, grid is the old vocabulary. They call them groups now. So I have 2 groups. You can have them listed or in the thumbnail form. If you're ever kind of bebopping around the site and you want to get back to your list of groups, click this button up here, and it will take you right back here. And then the other buttons of discovery and shorts we're going to be talking about a little bit later on. So if you're in high school, you would be probably interested in having a group per class. And if you're in elementary, you can have just one if you wanted, or you could have it based on units. So there are different ways to split it up, but definitely at the secondary level, you want at least 5 or at least 1 group per class. All right. What do I mean by groups? It is kind of like, let's put it this way. If we're connecting it to Google Classroom, a group is like a classroom, and the topics are like assignments. So in this one that I've created for the webinar, I'm the owner of it. I have 3 topics, and I have 4 videos total. So these icons are letting me know about my topics and my videos. What does that mean? All right, so I've clicked into my group. Here are the different topics. Okay, so each of these is a separate prompt that I would want students to respond to. Hello, I am is always the default. So whenever you make a group, it will always be populated with this prompt, hello, I am. And then you can create your own, which is what I did here, Flipgrid features for mixtape. And then this one I pulled in from the discovery section. So a topic is a prompt. It's an activity that you would give to students to respond to. All right. So before I jump in a little bit more, I do want to talk about the group in the sense that whenever you see these 3 dots, whether they're horizontal or vertical, they need more options. And so when you click on it, here you can see, oh, I can edit my group. I can add a teacher to my group. I can delete it. So at the end of the school year, you can click the 3 buttons and delete it. So it might not have all of the options out front for you to see, but always click those 3 dots, and then there are other options for you to engage with. This theme is also interchangeable, and so when we get to the creation part, you'll be able to customize your own theme to your group. All right. Up here, I kind of like this. This gives us the member view. So when I click that, this is what a student would see when they go to their group. So a student can click in and they can see that there are 3 different prompts. And you can see that only 1 person has responded to the first, 2 to the second, and 1 to the third one. So right now there are 3 topics. We can add topics, we can delete topics or hide them. So if you only wanted 1 topic to be shown at a time, you can always kind of hide or turn off a topic without deleting it. Let me go in here. What is your dream pet? Now I'm going to go into what a student sees when they look at a topic. So you have your title and you have instructions. When we create a topic of our own, it will say, hey, do you want some media? And it's just like a visual. It could be a GIF, as we have here. It could be an image, an emoji. This could be a video that you made. So instead of students reading directions, they could listen to directions. That might be great for kindergarten, 1st grade. It might be great for a foreign language or world languages, to hear the correct accents. Another super duper tool is this icon right here. It's called Immersive Reader. So for our youngers who are not reading yet, or our English second language students can click this, and it will jump out to the Immersive Reader screen. So when you hit play,
face, if you could have any animal for a red heart pet, what would it be? Dog, crocodile, monkey? Heavy check mark. Check out the article about why people keep pets. Backhand index pointing down. Then describe your sleeping face dream pet. What makes it the best pet for you? Smiling cat face with hard eyes.
So Immersive Reader will read directions to students. It also describes the emojis. So that could be helpful. It could be distracting, depending on how many emojis you put there. But I love that feature a lot. And then something else, attachments. You have an option of adding attachments. And so this is the website where this prompt was created. Wondertopolis is the organization, one of the many organizations that has partnered up with Flipgrid to provide content to teachers. And so a lot of people don't ever add an attachment, but you may add a poem that you want students to read and practice. You may add a link to a video that you want students to watch and then respond, or a link to an article. All right. So you can see that I did make a video earlier today, same outfit. And so when a video is created and sent in, it shows up in this area. So I'm going to go through that right now. And so students are going to add their response. So they click that big blue button. And it will take them to this screen, which is your recording screen. So up at the top, you have the title of the grid, so you know that you're in the right one. And then you have sticky notes. This is great. So as a person who is recording, you can add some notes to yourself. The sticky note does not show up in the video. It's only there for the person who's reading. So hopefully they're looking at the camera. The sticky note is right in their line of sight, so they can look straight ahead as opposed to looking down and then looking up and looking down and looking up. So that's a fun feature. Underneath that is the timeline. This has been set up for 1 minute and 30 seconds. You have up to 5, I think even 10 minutes these days to make a video. You may not want students to use a full 10 minutes because that's a lot to watch on your end. So you can change it to 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So you do have that option, that flexibility to cut the video where you want it. All right, so down below, we have some options. These have changed and grown over the years. So if I click on options, I can actually upload a clip. So there's a spot where teachers can make a video without attaching it to a grid. It's called a short. I could download that short and upload it here and add to it. Kids can upload a clip that they had somewhere else and add it to their Flipgrid. So that's a really nice feature. Some students do not like having their image. And so this is a podcasting view. So if students want to emulate what a podcasting situation would be like, then they can just click on the mic only. You can flip the mirror. If you need to, at some point, mute, you can do that. And then this is a nice feature as well, which is recording your screen. So let's say a student, the assignment was to make a slide deck with all these criteria. Students could then videotape themselves looking at their screen, looking at that Google slide deck, and talking through what was on it. And so when they press that, now they have to start the screen recording and they go to the screen and select it, just like you would when you're sharing a screen in Google Meet or in Zoom. So those are some really nice features. Lots of options. Effects. The first effect that I go for is filter. These three down here are my favorites. You soft things up or bright, or kind of put it in that sepia mode. You can add text. You can write on it. The other thing that I like to do is put up a board. And be careful because the filters change. I should say the board changes based on your filter. This is supposed to be dot paper, but you can't see the dots based on the filter that I'm using. So I would have to turn off my filter to see the dots. So just keep that in mind. You want a board and a filter that are compatible. I'm going to go back to a filter. And I'm going to use a board. There we go. Use this green one. I can add stickers. I can add GIFs. These are those pieces that there might be a sticker there that matches the presentation, and a student can use it. Media, I love this because I can bring up an image that I have saved. So I'm going to bring up my dog, Louie. So what is your dream pet? I already have my dream pet. He's a little min pin called Louie. So I'm going to go back. I can do text. And get that set up. So now as a student, if you are responding to curriculum or starting to think through some of the graphics that you'll need during your presentation, and can get them set up ahead of time. Let's see. And then a fun thing is a frame. I already have a lot going on mine. We can talk about that too, because too much in a video is not pleasing to the person who is watching that video. So I'm going to go ahead and press record. My dream pet is a small dog. I actually have two. One is a Chihuahua named Michael, and then my other one is a min pin called Louie. I can pause. I can add more to my video. Let's do that. I'm going to do playful. Let me add one more. Oop. Barks a lot. Oh, there you go. So I added those parts, but I haven't ended my video. I just paused it. Louie is a fabulous dog. He's super playful. Unfortunately, he barks a lot, and it drives me nuts. Oop, I didn't really want to say that. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to edit that. Louie is playful, and he barks a lot. So I'm going to stop there. Oh, backdrop. I didn't talk about backdrop. It is exactly what it is. So you have backdrops here. You can have a blurry backdrop. You can use the screen as your backdrop. If you have something on your computer screen, like your Google slide deck, and you're pointing to it, you can do that. Or you can upload a picture yourself right here. I'm going to stick with what I have. So as you can see, I have almost a minute left. I could be talking and doing a lot more. I'm not going to. I'm going to hit next. My dream. And so it automatically starts playing for you. If you need to add more, you can. If you don't like what you have, you can go back and redo it. Or if there's part that you didn't like that you wanted to cut out, you can do that as well. So once you click on it and you get these blue border, I can do this. You know, I'm like, I like this part. And I kind of goofed with the other parts. So this is all I want to keep. My dream pet is a small dog. And then I can go ahead and add some more. So students do have some flexibility because if they make a mistake, they can start fresh or they can cut off, they can edit out what the part they didn't like and redo it. So I'm going to add a little bit more. Maybe not. Oh. Louis is great because he's playful. Unfortunately, he just barks a lot. And you can see now, you can see the two different clips here that's happening. So I like what I have. I'm going to hit next. But I just don't like this. It takes out a frame. I could go back and focus on one if I wanted to, or I can take a selfie. And with the selfie, I have a lot of the same options. I can upload a picture of Louis into it. I can add stickers. I'll use the dog emoji. Oh, yep, there it is. All right. I don't know. Redo selfie. There we go. I'll go with that. And then I can submit it. It's done, and then it will show up here. There we go. Each student can go to myflipgrid.com. Go, oh, actually, I didn't want to do that. And then scroll down. Oh, this has changed. Let's go to activity. All right, so it does list all the groups that you're a member of. Then you have activity. And you can see that my latest videos are at the top. So all the videos that they have created will be listed here. And you can see I've got a lot of videos, different haircut even, the back one. So that's where their portfolio of videos would be. It wouldn't be just limiting to your class. Like if you're in secondary and 2 teachers are using Flipgrid, all of the videos would be here, regardless of teacher. But if you're, you know, a kindergarten teacher, most likely they haven't used it before, and they don't have another teacher that they're doing this with, they would all be here. And I want to go see all of my students' videos. I can just click right on that topic within that class, and I can see them right here. And you can see that there's an option for comments. In the past, Flipgrid did have the ability to send feedback through video and feedback through comments. They're changing this. It's probably a work in progress, but that feedback option is no longer there. But what you can do, you can click on the individual's video, watch it, and then you can make a comment. Be careful. The comment you can toggle public or private. Select private. And then press send. And that student will receive that comment in their my.flipgrid.com account. From my end, the green circle is no longer around that video. And I can see that I've made one comment and it's private. I'm so glad you like this.
I'm sorry, can you repeat, Jennifer, where will the student see the comment? If I make a private comment to them, where do they go see it?
They see it in myflipgrid.com.
Oh, so they don't go back to their video? Or do they?
So if I go to myflipgrid.com, I can see private comments right here.
Okay.
Yeah. And that would be from the teacher. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Record a comment. I could record a comment too. So this is interesting. I didn't see this in my research. So thank you. I could see where to put the comment, but this format looks a little bit more like the old format. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, it's there. If, let's say, I'm going to go back here and turn this off. And I'm going to add a public comment. Okay, and send. So you can see that there's a public and a private. I can go back and 2 comments. One is private. On the member view, I can see that there's a comment here. And that's just showing the public comments. Oh, I forgot one thing. You can add music. You can add free music. Oh my goodness. I'm going to add a response. My dream pet is a small dog because they're small like a cat, but unlike a cat, they love to sit in your lap. Right up here, my dream pet is a small dog. Add music. You have all these to pick from. And so you can listen, add my dream pet, and it puts it in the background. Because they're small like a cat. And then go through the whole process. So that adding music is a great addition as well.
Where was that button?
So I'm going to go back.
Sorry.
My dream pet. So once you record and you hit next,
okay,
and you're looking to edit, it's right up here. So it says I'm using Quiet Eyes, but if I clicked on it, I could select something different. My dream pet. And now I have, this is the name of the clip that I'm using.
Okay, my kids will like that.
Yeah, so much fun. When you're done, you know, there are so many things that you can use this for. You can just like the prompt, tell me about yourself. And then after students make their video, then the next day you can say, I want you to learn about 3 classmates. Or they have a sheet of all their classmates, and over the next week, they have to go and watch everyone's video and write down a piece of information about them. I'd like to teach you how to create your own group. So at this point, a thumbs up if you have logged into Flipgrid. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So when you first log in, you should see something like this. If you've never been there before, then this will be just a white space with a beautiful blue button in the upper right-hand corner that says group. Go ahead and press it. This is where you can edit your theme. You can upload a picture of your choice as well. You can always go back and change things. I'm going to go with this one. I need a name for the group. I'm just going to say demo group. Not very creative with my names. Now, this is extremely important right here. Earlier I said, please start or log in using your redlandsschools.net account because it's connected to Google Classroom. So here, I'm going to select Google Classroom. And now it's telling me to select a class. So I am going to select just Gen 2. That is my kind of demo Google Classroom that I use over and over again. And I'm going to hit Create Group. So that's all it takes. If I needed to share this with anyone, I could copy this and share it. But I don't need to do that really at this point. You can see here's my theme. I can change that at any point in time. I've got my title. I have the default topic here. Now, this is what I learned last year the hard way. When you connect with Google Classroom, it only lets those students in. I was doing a training, I was telling someone how to do it, and they connected to Google Classroom, but then when I tried to make a video, I couldn't because I wasn't in that classroom. So to get around that, sometimes you may have a reason to have someone who's in Redlands add a video to a prompt that's not in that specific Google Classroom. So I'm going to go up to my more options. I'm going to edit. If I click on email or domain, I can see this will be all the students in my class. If you have a guest speaker that day that you want to join this grid, you can put that person's email in there. Or you can just put the domain name, which is redlandsschools.net, an update group. So now anyone with redlandsschools.net can join this grid and make a video. And then you can always delete that after the fact. Just letting you know that if someone says, I can't get in, maybe you have a new student and you haven't added them, or you have a guest speaker, or one of those really kind of out of the box situations, you can always go to email or domain within your group and add that person or add the domain for that day. So I'm going to cancel that and update my group. Questions? All right. Here is that default. Something that I haven't talked about is at the status. So it has to be active in order for students to make a video. But then the next day, after they've made their video and you want them to listen to other people's videos and not get distracted by making their own, you can change to view only. And so now members can go to that topic within the group and watch all the videos without being able to make a video. And then the last one is hidden. Sometimes you have a lot of topics there and you don't want to delete them, but you don't want them being displayed. And so you can hide. Questions there? All right. So we've made a group. Now let's make a topic. Ooh. Before we make a topic, I just saw in my notes. Wait a second. Email notification. Edit group. Go to settings. Yes. All right. So I am going to show what I did. I went into my more options and I selected edit group. Then I went to settings. And the reason I'm going here is to focus on notifications. Every single time a video is submitted, you're going to get a notification in your Outlook unless you do something here. But if all of a sudden you're noticing that you have a mailbox filled with notifications and you want it stopped, this is what you have to do. You have to go to your group, edit, and then hit settings. And I'm just going to hit weekly. And then update. How we doing? Okay. All right. So now you have a group. And you have a default, which is great. But you want to create your own topic for kids to respond to. All righty. So I'm going to click Add Topic. Here we have details and settings. We're going to go through both. There are some settings that you want to be aware of. All right. So add a title for your topic. Okay. Oh. I have used up I had to reframe my title because I used up too many characters. You have to put in a description. Now, in the topic that I was demonstrating earlier, we had that GIF of the dog kind of petting his owner. You can import, this is where you would add a video, add an image, add a GIF. You have options here. Let's see. I'm going to put plain because you might want to travel someplace. So that's my topic. Underneath that media of the GIF, there was the Wondertopolis link that was added with this attachment. Again, you may never need to use this feature, or you could. And then recording time, let's see, 10 minutes. So during COVID, they added 10 minutes to their options for time. and you can have as short as 15 seconds. And then once you're done with all of these, I'm going to click 45 seconds. I am going to save to group. Now, I told you that I was going to talk about the settings as well, and I haven't done that. So I'm going to edit my topic and click on settings. This is another place that you can change the status. One day it could be active and the next day it's view only, and then 2 weeks later it can be hidden. You can schedule. So the high school teacher that I referenced at the beginning gave her students about a week to read their essays and submit it. And so she had this open for a week and then it automatically closed. This one is this is interesting too. The moderation is off right now, which means when you make a video and you submit it, it automatically goes to the group grid so other people can watch. If you don't want students to watch each other's videos, because it's that type of an assignment, it's more of an assessment maybe than a sharing assignment, you can turn the moderation on. So once a student submits, no one else will see it. It's on, it's in the teacher list, but it's not public facing. Another reason why I use this is if day one, I want students to record, and day two, I want students to watch, then I go through and turn off moderation and upload all of the videos to that group. And so now students can watch. What happens is that students see everyone else's videos and sometimes gets distracted and they don't make their own because they're too busy watching someone else in their video responses. So, it's great. There are reasons to use it and reasons to have it on and reasons to have it off. So again, it depends on what you're looking for. Comments. I usually start out with none. And then if I want students to comment on each other's, I will open it up. But that's a digital citizenship conversation that when you're watching someone's video and then you're commenting on it, and if you're making a public comment, then you really want to say something positive. Your name is attached to it and you don't want to write something that could be hurtful or misinterpreted. So there's a conversation around comments before I open it up. Alrighty, under response, this one is defaulted display view count. I always turn this one off. We're doing this for academic purposes. Students don't need to know how many times someone watched their video, because then students start to get sad. Only 2 people watched mine, but 10 people watched his or her video, and it just adds a level of competition and anxiety that's not needed in the classroom. These are fine. I do know some middle school teachers that allow their students to download a Flipgrid video because they upload it into another project. So this is where they go to make a reflection. And then when they're creating a portfolio for the year, they upload that reflection into another app, like a Google app or an ArcGIS story map. This is where you can take off sticky notes or the filters, the GIFs and backdrops, or the essentials. So if you just wanted them to speak and not add anything, you can here and click off everything, or have it on. Again, no, those are all individual choices depending on the assignment. And then when you go through everything, click update your topic, and you're ready to go. Let me go back to my groups. So in my group, I have 2 topics. I have the default that always shows up, and I have the one that I just made. Describe a vacation spot. When I click on it, I don't have any responses. But as soon as students go there and describe where they want to visit, then I would. This is your share button. I can share this to Google Classroom. And so once I press the Google Classroom icon, I can select my class, create assignment, and hit go. And it brings up the Google interface, and I can start filling out the assignment and then post it into Google Classroom. So it's super, super easy. And I'll just say vacation. On. And I'll just hit assign. And then I can view it if I want to. Will it take me there? Look at that. Woohoo! And there it is. So I can go back and edit it, and if I didn't, put it under a topic within Google Classroom, I can go ahead and do that. Let's see. Okay. Questions? Okay, so I want to shift away from groups and touch on 2 other aspects of Flipgrid. All right. We are going to go to Discovery. This is a bit of a rabbit hole. You can scroll down and see these are all different subjects that you could look under for specific prompts. And then you can go here, and I ended up clicking on, because it's kind of overwhelming, I clicked on partners. So here are all the different companies that have partnered with Flipgrid to provide content. So sometimes it's in the form of a very quick question, like, what's your dream pet? And other times it's like a lesson. So let me see. So I just clicked on Incredible Oceans. It took me here. I can click on what's the fastest sea creature. And so now I have a little blurb on how to use this. Here's the creator. If I want this, because it's a YouTube video, I can add this topic to my grid. Here's a different one. So they've got a bunch of different videos that you could kind of scroll through and see if this is something that you're interested in sharing with your kids. So for this partner, it seems like they have a YouTube video, students watch it, and then they respond to the video through Flipgrid. So those are the two things that I've noticed. One, it's kind of like a mini lesson. They give you something to read or watch, and then students respond, or it's a general prompt, like a would you rather, or what's your ideal pet? So this is a very fun area to look around. I was checking out Wonderopolis. So these are quick questions. What inspires you? What's your dream pet? Is it bad luck to open an umbrella? Are you a bookworm? So let's say I click on that one. And I love this one. I can add this topic. I'm going to add it to your groups. I'm going to select a group. I want it in my demo group. And then save it to my group. And now I have it in my list. And it's specifically found under demo group. So if you do see something that you really like in the discovery, that's how you can grab it and put it into one of your classes, one of your groups. And let's go to discovery. There's a lot more to the discovery. You just kind of want to poke around and find a topic that you like. I was a former math teacher, so I always go here. Would you rather? Which one doesn't belong? Fractions. So, so whatever you're interested in, you can kind of check it out to see if there's something there that matches with your curriculum, or to use as an opener or an exit ticket. And then the last thing, and there's some other filters. So you can filter it for high school. And it will kind of filter out what's not necessary. All right, the last thing I want to talk about are shorts. So this was new for me. If I wanted to make a video, I often just did it in WeVideo or Loom. Those are some video platforms that I used a lot. Screencastify is another one. But I could also go here and make a quick video. And then I could add this to a grid. Or I could add this to another video. Like if I was making a longer one, I could start here kind of. So I started making a bunch of shorts here. I liked it. These are just separate videos that kids don't have to go to a grid to see. Let's see. It's a link. Let's see if I could download it. Oh, this is just me dancing. when I learned how to do music. So, but you have a link, and you can just pop that into Google Classroom, and you can use it as a demonstration tool. So I thought that was cool, that they were giving an area for teachers just to make videos that they can share with their kids via a grid, or just drop it into Google Classroom and kids watch it that way.